are starting to let up a bit around the Denver metro area. Our visibility has gotten quite a bit better. I'm not seeing a lot of snowflakes flying there around downtown, but as you can see, the streets certainly still wet, and we have that snow that's accumulated on grassy surfaces. That's not the case everywhere. Fort Collins really missed out on this system. We've got almost dry pavement and no snow on the grassy surfaces there at the CSU campus whatsoever. Now, I don't want to leave out my friends in Greeley because I have had a lot of emails from you this morning saying, hey, we got snow. This wasn't a minimal event for us. This definitely hit early this morning. A band of snow moved through Greeley and Windsor, and there we saw 2 to 3 inches of snow accumulate. And you certainly can see that as we take a live look up towards Greeley. Now in the mountains, this was a much heavier hitting system. Keystone early this morning reported 10 inches of snow. That was overnight. And since then, that's a live look at their snow stake up there. 2, if not 3 inches of snow is already accumulated since they cleared that off at 6 o'clock this morning, and we're expecting still more up there as that snow does continue to fall. A live look up at Loveland ski area shows that snow that is coming down across our mountains, and that will likely continue through the remainder of our afternoon, not clearing out until tonight. Temperatures today are going to wind up in the upper 30s here in Denver. 44 for Greeley, 46 around Fort Collins. We'll be in the 20s in the mountains, and eastern plains will reach the 30s and 40s. We'll see those temperatures warm up as our skies actually continue to clear out. It'll be a slow clearing process here for the Denver metro area, but eventually we'll get some sunshine as we go into this evening. That'll happen just before the sun goes down, and then we'll have mostly clear skies into the overnight hours. Now, this system right now, first of all, kind of hard to see because of all the snow reports that are out there. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm actually going to update you on some of these, not all because there are just entirely too many and there's not enough time in the day, but this will also tell you the time that that the report was taken and how much snow is on the ground. So this is out near Federal Heights and around 7 a.m., so 2 hours ago, 3.5 inches of snow reported on the ground there. Out near Commerce City, also at 7 a.m., 4 inches of snow reported. Closer to downtown Denver, this was just before 8, 4.5 inches of snow reported on the ground. Let's go ahead and erase these. And we'll move to another area. We'll go up to that northwest side. This is going to be out near Superior and Boulder. Just west of Boulder at 7:25, we were reporting 3.6 inches of snow on the ground. South side of the city, 2.9. That was at 7 o'clock. Out near Louisville, 3 inches of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. And now we're going to move to the south side so we can take a look here. And Littleton at 7 o'clock this morning, 2.5 inches of snow reported on the ground there. 2.9 for Highlands Ranch. Out near Parker, just after 7, 4.9 inches of snow. And down near Castle Rock at 7:30, 2.5 inches of snow reported there. Now, we're obviously not done with this system for locations there on the south side. You can see the snow still coming down. And I've got some heavier bands that I am seeing, and that's going to be just south of this line here. From Lakewood down into Highlands Ranch, extending into Centennial and into Parker. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into motion as well. So you can see some of the drier air that is moving in to parts of the northeast side of the Denver metro area, covering Commerce City. It's gradually making its way out over DIA and into Aurora. And this system is going to exit the state by moving out and clearing out from north to south. Now, some locations like we saw over Fort Collins have not seen the snow. Certainly that places like Denver has this morning. They've had drier air in place there through most of the day. And even some of the light snow showers that may be left over Fort Collins are retreating now towards the south. The system is also moving south of 76, all along the interstate, stretching from Denver into Fort Morgan and Julesburg. For most of this morning, we saw that heavy band of snow. But now it's making its way into Holyoke. And Ray, you're on the very outside edge of that. So Ray, you can expect to see some heavier snow bands move through within the next couple of hours. Once we get past lunchtime, this system's going to move further into southeastern Colorado, and I'll show you that coming up here in just a little bit. But for our friends also down to our south, you can see we've got the snow falling out west over our mountains, and it is picking up over Colorado Springs and its southern sections of I-25. But for the most part, we have seen the worst of it now here for the Denver metro area, and it is starting to wrap up here for the city. Eventually, our skies will clear, but for our friends out to the west and to the south And southeast, you still have light to moderate snow falling for your areas. All right, now let's go ahead and get into that forecast for you. As I mentioned, snow is going to be moving out, exiting from north to south. We will see it clear around parts of Denver around lunchtime. By 4:30, we might get some breaks in the clouds, certainly over Fort Collins and Greeley, possibly here in Denver, although I think we'll see more clouds than sunshine at that point. We'll have a few snow showers left over near Yuma, Ray, and Burlington. We'll also have some light snowfall still falling across the Continental Divide, and we'll have some of that snow extending into places like Aspen and Winter Park, and then down into the Wet Mountains and the Sangre de Cristos. Also, I'm looking at some much needed moisture still falling at that point across southern and southeastern Colorado. But give it till 9, and then even that will come to an end. Our skies will clear here across the Front Range and for most of the state during the overnight, and tomorrow we'll have loads of sunshine and we'll warm up pretty quickly. We are looking at a grand total of 3 to 6 inches of snow falling in and around Denver, a trace to an inch for most locations in northern Colorado. Greeley, you are the outlier because you had that heavier band move through earlier this morning. What you saw this morning is what you're going to see for the remainder of the day, 2 to 3 inches of snow. That's it for you. 1 to 3 inches possible out on our far eastern plains, and that's going to take you from Bennett all the way to Burlington. 1 to 4 inches of snow possible along that stretch of 76 after that band set along that highway and interstate through most of this morning. 3 to 8 inches of snow total expected near Castle Rock down into Highlands Ranch, Littleton, Conifer, Evergreen, Golden into Boulder, also looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow. And then along the Continental Divide, 5 to 10 inches of snow falling there. Our winter weather advisories remain intact. So do those warnings for southwest Colorado. We're going to see them in place through a good majority, I think, of the day-to-day as that system slowly wraps up for our mountains. The advisory does expire for the Denver metro area, likely around lunchtime, if not slightly before. But Denver, portions of Douglas and Elbert counties are also under the winter weather advisory at this time. So it was quite the system that moved through, right? And now it's wrapping up. And as we see it wrap up across the state, we're going to see things calm down. We'll get a break in our forecast as we go into tomorrow. In fact, highs tomorrow will be quite mild and very different from today. Afternoon temperatures will warm up to 38 degrees today. Overnight tonight will drop to 61. Sorry, overnight, that's what it says on a different graphic. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay, overnight tonight, mostly clear skies, we drop to 22. Yeah, I did make that forecast this morning. And then tomorrow, 53. No 60s in the forecast whatsoever for the next several days. We do have another system that'll move through on Thursday. I would look for some light mountain snow Thursday morning and afternoon, a flurry or two Thursday afternoon here in Denver. Most of us for Thanksgiving will be staying dry with temperatures in the middle 40s. And then we're dry through the rest of the weekend. 45 are high on Friday, 51 on Saturday, and 42 on Sunday. All right, I'm going to take you back to the radar screen. We're going to go on this picture so you guys can take a look and see what's going on. And while you look at that, I'm going to log on to our Facebook live feed here, and I'm going to see if you have any questions for me, okay? So let's see. My news. Log on to our Facebook live feed here. Okay. All right, I've got a lot of people who are asking for snow totals. I will tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go over that one more time. But if I do not cover your area, I have actually included a link to all of the snow totals that we have across the state onto the weather story. You can find that on the 9 News app, and you can also find it on 9news.com. You just have to click on the weather section if it's not already up towards the top of the page, which I'd be surprised if it wasn't. So you can look on there, click the link. It even says, the whole sentence says, you can find the latest snowfall reports for your area here. And I put the link on the word here. So just click on that if you would like to. If I don't mention your city right now with how much snow that we've seen. But I'm going to go through this one more time because I know a lot of people end up joining us late on some of these live streams. So we'll start up north near North Glen. Wow, 7 o'clock this morning, North Glen, 6.6 inches of snow. Westminster, 7. That is one thing that I did notice. We had a pretty intense band that set up there on that north side of the Denver metro area. I'm going to take that off again. It looked like it fell right here from Westminster up into parts of Thornton and North Glen, and it dropped 6 to 8 inches of snow pretty quickly over that one small area. Most other places look like this. Wheat Ridge, 5 inches of snow. That's Mountain View specifically at about 7 o'clock this morning. Commerce City at 7, 4 inches of snow there. Downtown Denver at 7, 3.5 inches of snow. Buckley Air Force Base at 7 o'clock this morning, 2 inches. Keep in mind, some of these totals are going to be a little bit more because we did still see snow fall from 7 to 9 in some of these areas. It started to get significantly lighter. We've got some light snow that's now making its way into the metro areas. The system starts to wrap up. So what you've got on the ground is the majority of what you're going to see, but some of those totals still could be higher. Let's go and take a look out here on the west side. Golden, 7.5 inches of snow there at 7. Arvada, 4.6 inches of snow. I think I already called some folks asking about Evergreen. Let's see, Kittredge at 7:51, 4.8 inches of snow reported there. Evergreen, 4.2 inches of snow reported. That was just around 7. Obviously, you guys are still seeing that snow come down. And then up to our north, it really varied. Let's go, I'm gonna go all the way up to Fort Collins and Greeley so you guys can see what I was talking about. So some locations just outside of Fort Collins either saw less than half an inch, and in fact, many areas, less than half an inch of snow. And then we had these locations around Greeley that saw 2.8 inches of snow. So a band of snow also pushed through Greeley that didn't impact Fort Collins. You can see just north of Berthoud, half an inch of snow reported there. Outside of Loveland, an inch of snow. So the snow was not as intense for northern Colorado as what we saw for locations around Denver and then down to our south. Oh, I need to check out our northern foothills for our friends there. So Long's Peak, 6.7 inches of snow. That was as 8:48. That's a really recent one. Ward, also 8:48, 5.5 inches of snow reported there. So a really good snowfall for a lot of locations. Keystone, I think I mentioned this earlier, overnight last night reported 10 inches of new snow, and then they've gotten a couple inches more since then, and the snow does continue to fall across mountain areas. Somebody did say, let's see, oh, sorry, is my mic rubbing? That could be my, here, I'm not doing that on purpose, promise. Thanks, guys, for the heads up on that. I got it out of the way. Let's see. So I'll zoom out. Let's take off the local storm reports. We'll loop this up. For anybody who missed it, I know I just ran through a ton of snow totals. For anybody who missed it, I have linked all of the snow totals that you can find. These are all the ones that are coming into the National Weather Service onto our story on our webpage. It's in a sentence that's very clearly defined. It'll pop up in a separate window for you. You can search for where you live and you can see some of the snow reports out there. Or you can take a ruler and you can go out and measure it yourself and see how much snow you have out in your yard. I think that sounds like a great idea. Keep in mind, this is a heavy, wet snow, and that's because our temperatures are right around freezing. So the snow is going to hold a lot more water, and it's going to be heavy to shovel. It is going to be slushy to drive through. I am very concerned about any of the snow that's out there that melts or keeps the roads wet, because tonight we drop into the low 20s, so we are going to experience some refreezing, which may mean some very icy, sneaky icy spots on the roads tomorrow morning. So please be mindful of that if you absolutely have to be out and about. I know that they're really advising for you to work from home today if you can. As far as the snow and timing of this goes, it is going to continue to let up now throughout the remainder of the morning. It is going to be moving out from north to south. We are anticipating, in fact, even some clearing skies by this evening. But the lunch hour should be a fairly dry time here for the Denver metro area. Our friends in southern and southeastern Colorado, it's going to take until this evening for the snow to come to an end for you. And overnight tonight, everybody, including our mountain areas, will get some clearing. Okay. And once we get past today, Here's this forecast for you. We've got one more chance for snow. At this time, this system that comes up on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, does not look to be strong. It looks right now like light snow will fall over our mountains, likely accumulating to an inch or two, and then we will see a flurry or two here for Denver. Most of us will be dry on Thursday with temperatures in the middle 40s, and then we'll be sunny and dry for the remainder of the weekend with a mixture of 40s and 50s for highs. So if anyone has any more questions, let's see. I am happy to answer them now, but that's the timing of what we've got going on for the remainder of the day today. And that's what we've got going on for the rest of the week. Give it a minute or two. All right. Well, put it back here on the radar screen. This will be your last look. You can always check out radar on 9news.com as well, and you can follow the system as it moves through. But it is wrapping up here for the metro area. Drier air starting to move in. Give it until noon for most of the snow to wrap up around the entire city. So that includes also down to Castle Rock and out east around Aurora and out west through the western side, our western suburbs, so Arvada and Lakewood. It'll take a little bit longer for the snow to come to an end over our mountains. That's very typical for these types of systems. Likely won't come to an end until tonight, but just hang tight out there. Please be safe. Do you recommend to go for Taco Tuesday? Yes. Gabriel, the other is up to you and what you have to do for today, but I certainly wouldn't be driving if you've been drinking. And I honestly wouldn't recommend you driving out and about in a lot of this today either. It's pretty messy, it's pretty slushy. We've had a lot of accidents out there this morning, so we want everybody to stay as safe as possible. That is it from me. I hope you all have a great day. We're going to have another update coming up on 9 News at noon, and then possibly another live update right after the noon show. I hope you all stay safe with this quick hitting system. Have a great Thanksgiving holiday. See you later.